Hello everyone, welcome to our another video. So this is going to be our 5th episode of 100 to 2000 Elo Rise. So let's start the first game for the day. Let's look for the opponent. We got his name is Kibo Kuok and he is from Vietnam. Okay, now let's start the game as we discussed. Like once e4 happens, we are always going for c6 kind of Caro-Kann kind of setup. So you can watch my introductory video where we have discussed like any e4 opening we will go for c6, any d4 opening we will go for the knight g6 kind of Grunfeld kind of setup. So just the idea is stick to our 3 openings so that we don't need to explore, we no need to learn more openings, and we can more focus on our end game or middle game. Okay, so now just see he has played that. This is kind of a hyper modern idea of getting the bishop and getting something like over this diagonal. But I feel fundamentally this is wrong because he should have taken more space by moving the d4, and he could have moved this bishop maybe more comfortable position, because once this move comes into the board now, although he is developing the piece, but that is not significant, the considering that king side is not developed yet, and it is very unlikely that he's going to castle in the queen side, because I have already played c6 on the board. Maybe if queen side castle comes, maybe we are ready to go and we will go for this kind of threat. So now let's just start the game. So we will go for, as per our plan, we'll strike to the center. So we are just preparing the striking for the center. So once he played, so takes. Now just see he doesn't have any central pawn, whereas we have the d5, which is simply controlling the key square of the central. Now this bishop can't come here, bishop can come here, but once this bishop comes here, we have some developing move. Maybe bishop can go and even knight can come. Yeah, so just we are discussing. Now here we have to move. Now just you have to understand the one thing, like it might be looks very natural like going for a check. Now we can bring our bishop here, or we can bring our knight here as well. Both are fine, but I think we should go for the bishop here. The idea being, just try to understand one thing. Now he brought his bishop from here, going for a check, right? We are going here. This bishop is now, normally this is kind of friend's bishop, if we have to tell, because we are going to push that pawn, and this bishop like doesn't have a very good future. Maybe we have to pin that knight at some point of time, but if knight is not there, okay. So this is good move, rather, I will tell. So, but he just lost a tempo, I think. Like he could have gone here before that. Just simply going here, I would tell that's better, because just coming here and he allowed me to develop my bishop and then again going back, I don't know how much it makes sense. Nevertheless, we will take the central control now. Now just see knight can't come here. Of course he can come, but we can get a tempo by pushing that one. This is the advantage we get. Okay. So just see, this is so wrong, like moving the one piece, repeatedly going there and again bringing it here, like moving the piece 3 times, which is not required. Initially, you have to remember, your piece should take a square which is more effective, and you can't move your piece repeatedly. You have to play your move once only if you don't have any imminent danger. Of course, if your opponent creates some weakness to get some tempo to your piece, then that's fine, but we are not creating any weakness, rather he is keep moving his piece, which is not good. Even just see, this bishop came here, bishop went back here, now bishop coming here, and now here we can get another tempo to this bishop. He is going to take, like he is planning to take this one, right? So we can do one thing, we can immediately play this move, and maybe this will again go back, but I think we can create a threat here. The idea is we are going to bring our knight here. So this is simply a developing move. We are bringing out my knight, not going for crazy attack. We are supporting this pawn by bringing this knight here. On the other side, we are preparing a threat. What is threat? If the knight comes here, maybe it will come here with the idea of castling. Then we have the push, and this bishop is trapped. So simple game, even we can trap the piece if he is not careful. Now let's see what he moves. Now if he try to bring his knight here with the idea of castling from this side, then this bishop is trapped, man. Just this push, this bishop is trapped. So just simple play, and if your opponent doesn't follow the chess principle, so he's like so easy to beat. No tactical line, nothing fascinating, just some simple chess and win the game. So I don't need in this level, like at least till 1000 elo, you don't need to focus on many tactical and fascinating lines. If you can simple chess, if you can play simple chess, if you just follow just chess principles, I think you can win the game very easily. Okay, he got disconnected. I don't know whether he will come back or not. Maybe we can win the game. But this is the thing, like moving this bishop once, going here, again going back, again bringing it back here, and then this knight is simply blocked, can't go here. So simply that is okay. Nevertheless, we can't have this type of control, so he just didn't play, so he lost. Now engine is showing this is 1.8 for black. So yeah, obviously, because this bishop moves so many times and we are not allowing him to bring this one here, because we are going to push this one and we can trap that bishop, right? So he's simply stuck here, and this is not a good position. Okay, now let's move on. Let's see the next opponent. We don't have everything in our control, so if someone doesn't move, we can't do anything. So this is R466 rating he has. He's from Ireland. So now simply moving this hyper modern kind of idea, moving h3 in the opening and not taking the center control. Remember, if your opponent doesn't take the center, we'll always have the center control. Now let's go for d5. We could have played e5. Now remember, as we told in the introductory video, we won't face all the time e4 d4. We are not going to see all the time. So if we don't find this e4 d4 all the time, so we'll follow the simple principle. Like you just see, he has played g3. So for that, we are preparing something which is like we are controlling the center. We can play d4 d5, we can play e5. Simple chess, no need to learn many things for this. And even now you can see we can have the more central control by pushing this pawn. And in future, if this knight try to come here, we can have again push, and we can ask this knight where to go, right? So let's go for that. Now just see we are controlling this center, and he has to strike back soon. Now just see, he's not having the central control. He simply keep pushing his knight. So he brought this knight back, knight here. He developed his knight, he developed his bishop, but he doesn't have any central control with the pawn. So what he is provoking us, we can push that and we can have more central control. Now let's go for this push, because he's trying to take this one. So even we could have gone with this one. Okay, so this is so bad. Now just see, he is not went for any central control with the pawn. He just developed his knight, he just developed his bishop, and we just pushed that one which he was attacking. Now we can simply easily win that knight. Now how we can win that one? A simple pawn push will give up the knight. This knight doesn't have any square. Any square this knight doesn't go. If goes, the bishop takes. If it goes here, the pawn takes. If it goes back, this pawn takes. If it goes back, if it goes here, this pawn takes, it can't come here. So this is simply winning. Now if he could have, let's suppose he could have developed his pawn, this pawn would have been here, then this push would have been fatal, because he could have come with the check. But he doesn't have that option because he didn't play that move, right? So let's go for that. Let's punish the opponent, as he didn't follow the chess principle. Let punish him. So where this knight can go? This knight doesn't have any square. On the other hand, like if just suppose a hypothetical scenario, he just played this move before that, bringing this bishop here and have some control. Now he could have gone for this check, man. We didn't have that move at our disposal, right? Now as he didn't play, so we are attacking this knight, and this knight is trapped. Just 4 move and he has a lost position. He offered me a draw. Of course, we are not here to accept the draw from the losing position. So he got disconnected again. So this is the issue in the lower level. You will get this kind of things, but nevertheless, this is a winning for you, like, right? This is a winning for us, so we can easily win that. So obviously it's up to him whether he will resign or whether he will disconnected. He will get disconnected or he will continue. But yeah, so 1 second, 0.000 seconds, he lost, abandoned. Good game, bro. Now let's move on to the next game. Okay, so this is Shokzers, and he is from Uzbekistan. Hopefully he will play. So as we discussed, we will be always opening on the game with the d4, d5. We will go for the accelerated London system. Always bishop comes at f4. This is the idea. We will go for simply e3. We will bring out this bishop here. We will bring this knight here. We will bring out this knight here. We will play this push or this push according to the situation, and we will continue. Just now this knight comes here. This is also fundamentally wrong, but this is opening. You have to know that. But The one thing you have to know that whenever you always try to achieve a position so that knight doesn't push that pawn. Now I have a good center control. My bishop is controlling the center square. This pawn is controlling these key squares. Now it would have been great for sometimes he could have done this move and following by moving this pawn. But once the bishop comes, once the knight comes here, he doesn't have this push at his disposal, right? So we will simply follow our chess principle. We'll push that. We'll supporting that. At the same time, we are preparing to bring our bishop at some point of time. We are preparing to knight here. We are preparing to bring our knight here. So this is simple chess. Maybe he will come here to offer me trade off the bishop. We will simply go back. We are not going to take him back. We are allowing him to take him so that we can take with the pawn. We have the open file for my rook, right? So let's go for that one. So bring the knight at d2. Let's see what he moves. Okay, now this is another wrong thing. Like, you simply can't go to pin your piece. You just can't go to pin your opponent piece. You have to remember that what's the profile access move, what the move my opponent has. Now he just came here. Maybe he will take me here, and in the, like, he's coming with the knight here, maybe knight here, castling, something like that he might be planning. But he completely forgot that we can get a tempi to this bishop. How we can get a tempi? Just that. So we have simply connected our pawns now. Sooner or later we are about to play that one, and he just forced me to play now, get a tempi to the bishop, and bishop went back. Now he could have come here directly before that, right, rather going back here. So he just made my central pawn square connected and then again going back. So this doesn't make any sense, right? So as we discussed, we are not going to take him, rather we will go back and we are provoking him to take, and we will have the open file for my rook. So let's see what he does. Yeah, so we'll take with that pawn all the time in London. Remember, we are always going to take that pawn, and at certain point we'll have kind of tactics for this open file for the rook. We can bring my bishop or our queen here, we can bring our bishop here, and we can aim towards the square. Okay, so this is another blunder. Simply pushing the pawn doesn't make any sense. That's just pushing that pawn. You just see simple chess. Like this pawn, now we have one attacker, we have two attacker, whereas he has only one attacker, right? So we can simply winning that pawn, right? If he's giving up the pawn and we are not creating any weakness, why not to take? Rather he's creating weakness in his own side. So let's take it. So he has to take, and we'll take with the queen. And now queen is threatening to go here at some point. Even our knight is trying to come here or here maybe, going create more pressure over here. Or bishop can come here, pin that knight. So everything is like in symphony. Everything is connected. There is nothing disintegrated. You just see my king is solid. Okay. So somehow he's trying to hang on to the position, right? So he's telling that you can't come here because we are protecting that knight by bringing it here. So we can even like there might be many moves. We can go for this push and try to dislodge this knight, going for this check, something like that. Or we can simply play some development move. Anything is possible from this position. So I feel this knight is, we should go for some, like, as we are already up by piece. Remember one thing, as we are up by piece, so we are not going to grab more piece, right? We are not giving him more initiative. Rather, what we are going to do, we are develop our piece, because this is going to be winning position anyway, right? So we just have to sustain for the end game so that he doesn't get any crazy attack and we can win that game easily. So why to take more piece when we have already up by a piece and we are simply play some developing move? So we have developed this one. This one is well developed. We can develop our bishop. This is the only piece which is not developed, and then we can castle maybe king side, queen side, because we don't have the rook, and the king side, and we can play. And this is another mistake, bringing queen out initially. This is wrong, fundamentally wrong. You shouldn't do that, right? So how can we develop our piece now from this position? Can he go now? This push, this push, and try to force them? I think this kind of idea may be possible, because we are ready to castle, although we can understand that our bishop is not developed, but he doesn't have any good move either. He is not going for any kind of attacking idea. He can't open up with the pawn because we are going to take. His key queen is like, this is only queen piece. There is no attack. All the pieces are well connected, so we can go for this push, and I have a forking idea. And if knight moves, maybe we can take the queen, or even maybe we can go for a check. So many ideas. So let's go for that with the idea to push it further. Let's see how he responds. Or if he try to kick me queen, then we'll take them simply. If he try to block that one, then we'll simply go for something. Okay, so Now here another thing, guys. Simple chess means like, now we are already up by a pawn. So remember one thing, whenever we are up by piece, whenever we have the material, so we will always try to trade off the queen and we will try to move on the end game, right? So we have already up by a pawn. So if he is offering us something, we are going to take that. Why not? So how we can take that? Now even if we take him here, right, we are simply making his double pawn. These two pawns will be so disintegrated. This is a back pawn. This can't be pushed. So we have a great position. So let's take it. So these two pawns are so weak now, right? Now how I can punish him further? Can I move it further and asking, because he's going to take me here and we have to save that pawn, right? We can't save that. We can save that pawn by bringing this knight back here, protecting that, but that's not good move. That's too passive. We don't want to play passive. We can do one thing. We can push it further. Let's see how he responds, and accordingly we can bring our knight here. Maybe we can bring our knight here. Maybe we can bring our bishop here, trying to pin this knight. And we have many possibilities. So let's go for that. And remember, this pawn is so weak. So if we bring our knight bishop here, if we can chop up this knight, we have the access of this knight to this square, right? Now this knight doesn't have many squares left. This can't go here, it can't go here, right? It can't come here because my knight is protecting. So how we can trap that one? Is it possible to trap that one? Maybe not immediately, maybe not sooner, but yeah, certainly at certain point. Let's go for this. Let's go for this. Let's go for this one. And now if this push has come, now like we can take that one. Maybe after taking, we can lift our king so that we can protecting that one, and we can try to bring our rook here, and we can simply chop up this knight, because this knight doesn't have any square left, man. And if we try to push, we can simply take, because our knight is protecting that square, right? So let's take it. So guys, you have to think few things here. Like, you always need not to castle. Like, you have to assess the situation here. You don't have queen on the board, so of course your king is safe. The game most likely is going for the end game, and here you have to think like, what is the best move? We can go for the castle. In that case, we can bring our rook here and going for this. But remember, if we go for castle, he is going to take this pawn. This pawn is not good, right? So what we are going to do, we'll lift our kings so that we can connect our rook here. At the same time, he simply can't take me here. So this is the main idea. And even we are threatening to go here with the rook so that we can take this knight if required. Let's see how he responds. This pawn is well protected by knight. He doesn't have dark square bishop so that he can punish that pawn. Not at all. The knight is trapped. Knight doesn't have any move. So we can trap, right? Let's see whether we can trap it or not. Let's see what he moves. So we have to go a bit faster now. We have just 3 minutes 40 seconds left. He has 7 minutes 50 seconds, 56, 55. Yeah. So his idea is going for a check, right? We are not afraid for this check. We are okay with that check. We will simply go back. But before that, we'll bring our rook in that file. This is the main idea, man. This is the main idea to access this file. Now he can come with a check. We'll simply go back. We are fine. Our final motive, our ultimate motive was bring our rook, and now this, you just see now this is falling. So how we can take that one? By bringing this one. Now if you want to save that, how we can save? Maybe this push will only save the pawn, bishop, knight. So we'll simply win that one. So we'll simply up by another pawn. So he has to push to save that one with the idea of going for bishop. So we'll take simply maybe. And takes, knight takes, and we are better taking with the pawn. And yeah, this is very, very easy win. Now let's see what he does. How he can save the knight. Hopefully he will get that. I don't know in that level whether he will get it or not. Hard to say, but yeah, if he goes, that's good. I will try to take with our knight. I think we should take with our knight, because if we don't take with the knight, this knight is not playing. Or maybe this is also a possibility. That's also not bad, I feel. Yeah, let's go with the pawn. Let's go with the pawn. Let's try to not to move, maybe, because this knight will be stuck then, maybe. Yeah, so he got it. Should we simplify the game? Yeah, I think. Okay, let's simplify it. Take. We are going to take with our pawn. Simply one. Now he has to take. Yeah, take. So we are simply 2 pawn up. Now virtually if you tell, we are like 4 pawns up, because these 2 pawns are nothing, like this integrated pawn, these pawns are also so bad. So you can see the position is so bad, right? So we played something very simple, but still we got such a wonderful position, huh? So now just see, this knight is not active, right? This is the only piece which we don't have like active. Our all the pieces are active now, right? So how we can active our knight? We can go here, we can try to go here, or we can go here. So many things is possible. Let's bring this knight one more active place. Maybe this one is a good outpost for the knight, because he doesn't have the dark square bishop, or even knight is go here. So you always try to move your knight centrally, right? You always move your knight. Now we have a, just see guys, just simple chess, and we have a check, man. We have a check. He can't take me here because his bishop is falling. So we can simply take the bishop. We can bring our rook here. We can pin and we can win, right? This is so simple. Or even we can bring our rook here. We can push that pawn and we can win that pawn. We are already up by 2 pawns. So this is so easy, man. So easy. Or maybe we can simply support that, and we are simply provoking him to move something else. Maybe we can bring here. Many things possible. We don't have much time, so maybe we can simply chop up this bishop from here. Oh, that's so bad. That's so bad. That's so bad. So he simply give up his bishop. He should have gone here to protect that. Nevertheless, as he is giving up, so we'll happily accept. So knight takes and check. Now he's going for this one. So how we can protect? How we can proceed from here? So I think we can simply push that pawn and we can simply protect everything. So this is supported. This is well supported. This is well supported. We can bring our rook here soon. We can bring our knight here. The monster knight, center of the board. No one can challenge this knight. And this is a pretty easy win. Yeah. So we have the check. We have this check, but I think this is a better, because just the chess fundamental says you should centralize your knight. This knight is a monster here. Nobody can attack this knight. Nobody, no one. No bishop, no knight he has. So this is simply a dreamy knight, you can tell. The dream position. Now we can win that one, right? So let's win that one. I think now we should develop this rook. Now let's go for a check again. Now let's come to that position. Let's try to take that one. Maybe his rook will come and just see 2 passive rook. Okay. Now the position is interesting. Now we can take that one again. Yeah. And the king is completely cut off from this square. King only has 1 square to go. So can we win? We can win that pawn as well. Let's go for a check, as we don't have time, so we are not analyzing much. Let's just win that one. So okay. So now guys, just see, we can win that one. Certainly we can win that one. But why we need to win that one? We have easy win. We can simply like taking with the pawn. Rather we have the check, right? But he has the escape. So what we are going to do? We are simply blocking the king not to come, because the king is completely cut off from this one. So we are moving our kings in such a way so that there is no check on my king. On the other hand, king is protecting these 2 squares so that king can't escape, and in the next move we are going to mate. So now there's many mate. We can bring our rook here, that's mate. We can push our pawn, that's mate. So he simply can't save. So we have many mate. We can bring our rook here, that's also mate, because king can't go here. King can't go here. We just prepared that mate. We didn't take that pawn. Earlier we could have taken, but we didn't. We just prepared the mating mate. So now we can push that one and we can simply mate. So this rook comes mate, this pawn push mate. Just see, pawn push also becoming a mate. So this is the thing you will get when you understand the position. So let's go for this push and mate. So hopefully this was finally a good game. Let's move to the next one. So this is the 4th one, and this will be the last one for the day. Okay, so his name is Wasila, and he is from France. So let's move on together. So as we discussed, once e4 happens, we are going for c6. So e4, c6, always on the board. Maybe this is the best move what he has, but we are striking the center with the d5. Okay, so this is passive, not playable, but that's passive. He could have gone here. So nevertheless, let's go for this d5. Maybe takes will happen on the board. Yeah. Now this push, now what's the disadvantage of that move? If he could have gone here, his bishop was free flowing. This bishop could have gone here. Even bishop could have taken that one. Bishop could have come here. Bishop could have come in some aggressive place. But this bishop is obstructed by his own piece now. Right? So that's why this was better move. On the other hand, this move would have controlled this square. Now this move is controlling this square. So which is not good. So he is simply attacking this pawn, although we have the defender with the queen, but we can bring another defender. Simply developing the knight at the same time supporting that pawn if required in later. So hopefully if we can win that one, we will reach 500. Let's see. Hopefully let's keep our finger crossed. Okay, if we can win, we will get plus 13. Okay, so no 500. That's bad move. Why to play flank, man? This is not required to play flank. No, not at all. Never go for something like that. Crazy move. Like, you should understand that in chess, every move should have some purpose. What the purpose this move is serving? No purpose, nothing. Like, you are not developing piece. You are not controlling the center. In opening, you should have two ideas. Controlling the center, developing your piece, and your king safety. These three things you should be remembered. And this move, when you are playing, this is not serving any of them. Neither it's making your king safe, neither you are developing a piece, neither you are controlling the center. So we'll take more control to the center by playing that one. Okay, now just see, he pushed it here, then again he went here. So this is so bad. Why to move twice when that's not required? Unnecessary move. We can take him, right? Or maybe we can push and we can control the center more, and we can take the square of the knight from here. Yeah, I think pushing is better always, all the time. So this pawn is advanced. We have more space. This is controlling these two key squares. Or bishop may come here. Even may bishop go here and pin that knight. Our knight is ready to come here. Our bishop is going to come and trying to pin that one. So all works. So now if this bishop comes, we can go knight here. That's fine. We can go bishop here. That's fine. Both are good. So let's go with the bishop, because this one is protected by knight. So even if this is not obstructing, right? So let's see. So simple chess, and that, okay. Just see this. What's the natural square of this knight? This is the square for the knight, and this is the most active place for the knight. But he doesn't have access to the square, so he preferred to going back here, right? Because he doesn't have access to that square for this push. Now, can I take it? Knight takes. Can I go for a check? Knight goes back. Can I bring our bishop back into the game? Pinning that one. Bishop comes. And we are developing our piece with the initiative. And they are blocking that initiative. And we are making our king safe, right? So let's go for it. Take. Knight will take, certainly. We'll go for a check. The knight has to go back. Either knight is falling, right? Yeah. Check. Knight has to go back. Either knight is falling. Knight goes back. Bishop coming. With the threat of taking that one. And here, one bishop comes. We are developing piece, right, man? We are not just simply moving here and there. We are developing our pieces. At the same time, we are getting initiative. We are forcing him that you have a limited number of moves only. You don't have many moves. So you just have to play precisely. On the other hand, we are developing our piece and we are making our king safe. In the next move, we are castle and we are ready to attack. Yeah, so we are ready to attack now, right? So let's bring on, maybe castle is good one now. Yeah, let's bring our king into the super position. We can even go here, maybe something like that might be possible. Now I'm not going for any kind of crazy stuff, just simple chess. No need to think so much, just simple chess, and that will win you a game. So just see, guys, this is another bad move. Like, you just simply creating weakness around your king, which is not required. Why will you create the weakness around your king when that's not required? My king is safe. I am ready to launch the attack, but he was simply moving the piece here and there without any reason. So he could have gone for a castling. He could have bring your bishop knight here, maybe. But this is so bad. This is so bad. Now we have the move like that, right? So he can take me here, but we can take his knight with the check. He has to take coming with the check. Bishop comes back, we are winning that pawn, man. And that's a huge attack. My rook is coming soon. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. That's terrible. So bad, so bad. So now my rook is coming into the game. What's happened? I don't know. Maybe my internet got disconnected. I don't know. Is this so, man? You got kicked. Why? You got kicked. Why I got kicked? I don't know. What's coming, man? Okay, nevertheless, let's move on to the game. So can we bring our rook here with the pin, or should I take that one? I think we should take that one first. Take. Queen comes, and now this can't be possible because this rook is falling. He has to come back with the rook, bishop, and now activating the rook. Just see, man. His king is central of the board. We are getting all kind of initiative, all kind of attack. Okay, so he could have come here at least. Nevertheless, we can win this bishop. So we are simply piece up, and we will have soon a great attack. Let's take that one. If we have the option, we'll pick up the piece. Now let's see how he continues here. We are already up by a piece. Maybe if we don't get anything immediate, we will develop our knight. That's the best move we have. We can bring, so like we can bring our knight here. We can go for some mating trade. We can go our knight here. We can prepare some mate here. That's possible, and that's I think great move, rather developing my knight here. Developing a knight, because this is a winning game, you can win in many way. We can develop our knight. This is the one thing. Of course, you should try to develop your piece rather going for something repetitive move of your piece. But here you just see his position. His two rook are stuck in the back rank. His knight is so bad. Knight shouldn't be at side of the board. That always should be center of the board, eyeing towards the squares. But this is side of the board, so it has minimum square control. King is center, so my knight is developed. My king is safe. Maybe soon I will go for this one. But I think there is a better move here, rather bringing this knight. The move is, although it might look bizarre, we could have gone here, but I think this is a good move. The reason being centralizing the knight. Just see, the knight is a great outpost here, right? On the other hand, we are centralizing our knight. There is no piece which can attack my knight. On the other hand, we are simply going for here with the knight and mate. This king doesn't have any move. If the knight goes as kind of smothered mate kind of stuff. On the other hand, if this knight moves, even we can go for mate. So there's so many possibilities. This king is stuck. So let's go for that. Let's centralize the knight and let's force him what he plays. Let's see. Maybe he has only one escape by playing if he try to play this one. The idea is very simple, just making some square for the king, and if he does so, then maybe we can bring our knight here. And if he doesn't get that, then knight goes at g3, and that's mate. Let's see, guys. By the way, this will be our last game, guys. So you can, if you are new here for this video, I will request you just to go and okay, so just see, man, he just asking him to take and trading off. But why to trade off when we have the mate on the board, right? So guys, this is the thing, right? So you shouldn't take it. You should, when you have good move on the board, you always should look for the better one. So here, if we go with the knight here, that's a mate. He doesn't have any other move. So yeah, so we have the mate on the board. We shouldn't take that. Simply good visualization of the board, and that can give you an easy win, right? So yeah, what I was talking, guys. So if you are new in this video, so you can go and check out my series. Hopefully we'll learn many things. It doesn't matter whether you are 100 rated, whether you are 1000 rated, whether you are 1500 rated. I think this will give you a good insight of the game, because mostly I have seen the guys might have rating around 1200, 1300, but they are not aware of the chess principle. They are not aware of the what should be your initial starting, like how you should develop your piece, what should your primary motive. So I saw many people just relied on tactics. So tactical instinct you should have. Of course, you have the tactical instinct, but if you blend with this theoretical idea, your chess will be in the next level. So you should blend your tactical knowledge with these tips and chess ideas, and you can be in the next level of your chess. So I will request everyone, try to give a watch. I think that will worth watching, and it will certainly help to improve your chess. Now let's go for a check and mate. Good game, bro. So thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully you loved those 4 games and you learned something in that process. And don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Stay tuned for more chess. Bye bye.